I will have people do, or they'll request to do, is to write letters. So in this craft bag, I have simply some stationery that they can use. I often let them pick out, because always giving people choices of what they really want to do or what they really want to write a note on, or whether it's a book or a magazine, if it's a certain type, they'll enjoy doing it. So I try to give them the option of several different types of stationery so that they can use it or write on what they want that reflects who they are. And sometimes people have just asked me, hey, can I just have some paper in my room and some pencil and paper so I can make some notes to myself? And that's important because they have things that they want to remember about their care or what's happening, or tell their kids to, or their support system to bring them back to the room, because they have things and things that they want to get done and things that they want to have available to them, and making a list is a way of reminding themselves. So sometimes they have that urgency to continue the normalization of their life and to keep their life organized, and that's really helpful. It's helpful for the support group, it's helpful for us to know what they want, but again, having choices. And if they want to write letters, we're going to bring them down all kinds of stationery or postcards. But the most important thing is I need to check with them to find out how best can they write their letter. Can they use a regular pen, pencil, a small one that they can do fine motor skill with? Or do they need something larger? So this is adaptive equipment. And again, I would encourage you to go to the YouTube things that we have up on adaptive equipment so that they can do things independently without asking for help. Nothing lowers a person's self-esteem more than constantly have to ask for assistance or help. The more independent they can be, the more confident they will be, the more that they will be able to do things themselves, which will continue to increase their self-worth. And they get actually to the point where they're going to start doing things for other people too. So here again, find out what type of equipment they need to be successful. Find out what type of letter that identifies their own personality that they want to write on, or provide them writing material. Sometimes it might be bigger, sometimes it may need lines. Just question all these things, because what we really want to do is give them person-centered care. So that's what we would put in this particular bag. And the next project that I'd like to show you is a little bit harder, and it is woodworking projects for guys to do. Woodworking project for guys to do in the room, yeah, they are perfectly capable. And lots of men just like to assemble things. They like to make things. Again, they want to do something that has some meaning, that's meaningful, that's going to have a purpose. So let's put this aside and let me show you. This is a project, craft in a bag again. And I will put in here little screwdrivers, hammers, whatever they need to complete the project. Very often, I will put in pieces of Velcro so that they can attach the Velcro to a certain side and then attach Velcro to the table. And now they can hold this in place. Here, let me slide this in front of you. So I've got Velcro here. I'm going to put Velcro on the table, or on the work area, or on their tray table that they're working on. That way now they can put this down directly like this, and then they can take their nails and they can hammer it in. Lots of times on these wooden projects that you can purchase, they have pre-hole drills where the nail is going to go. And that makes it a lot easier for them to pound it in. Although I find having a C-clamp sometimes to hold something in place, a C-clamp to hold it in place is helpful, or putting the Velcro on it and Velcro on the surface that you're working on and holding it down like that is helpful. And so these guys then end up making projects, and our finished project, excuse me for a minute, usually looks like this. This one has been painted, but again, they'll take their natural wood one and they might make a mahogany stain on it. And when they do that, what we want to do is put down some paper for them or some plastic for them. And I will take this and I will C-clamp it. Take a C-clamp, C-clamp it right to the table so it doesn't move, and now they can paint it or stain it. one of the things that they like to do, they feel so accomplished when they've done this. And sometimes they'll ask me for sandpaper to sand it off and make it better. It's just amazing. Once a person starts doing a self-creative or self-expressive project, they get so involved and determined to finish it, and they want it to be as best as possible, and I want them to have that opportunity. So if they want sandpaper, I'm going to go get them sandpaper, and I might even put the sandpaper in the bag before I give it to them. Whatever they ask for, I'm going to try to accommodate. So here's one that's been finished, and what they very often do is they will put their wallets in it, they'll put their remotes in it, they'll put important pieces of paper in it so they know what they are, so they know the schedule, and then this sits right on the side of their table so that they can get it. Lord knows, it's the worst thing if your remote falls on the floor and you can't switch that TV. So this is pretty nice, and they very often take them home or they give them to other residents, and that's fine with us, because the most important thing about doing person-centered care, or about doing things that have meaning, that are value, we don't want to just have our residents do busy work. If they want to make something and show what they've made or use what they made, that's very important. And one of the other things that we've done with people is we've encouraged them to do that, because it so greatly increases their self-worth, it increases their confidence, and what these projects also do, as I've mentioned before, but worthy of saying it again, it gives them value for being there. It gives them why. Why are they there? How can I use my time? I don't want to waste my time. But they come out with a finished product. They come out with improved self-esteem. And very often along the way, they learn a new skill. One example I had is of a person who had trouble breathing, and he didn't want to do anything, and he couldn't do very many exercises. And so we gave him a kazoo, just so that he would increase his breathing in and out and develop more lung power. And he got pretty darn good at playing that kazoo. And I said to him, you know what? We don't sing that well. We sing off key. How about you come down to our singing group and you play the kazoo with us? You'll probably make us sound a lot better. Gee, George, that would be great if you do that. Not only did he do that, but later on, he said, well, this is kind of boring now. Let me try. How about, can I have a harmonica? Yeah, I'll get you a harmonica. He learned to play the harmonica very, very well. And again, he was able to do it so well that we invited him down to church to play in the church group. People will do things if they're person-centered. And when I say person-centered, I mean they have an interest in doing it. The other 3 reasons why somebody will do something is because they want to learn something new. And after they learn something new, if they like it, they're going to want to do it more and get better at it. So they'll practice. Many times they'll practice by themselves, or they'll just say, oh, I don't like the way I painted this. These are the wrong colors. I'm going to make another one. I want it to look like this. So they'll do it to make it better. And then the third reason that they'll do it is to show it or share it. And that's what happened with my man with the harmonica. He ended up playing the harmonica so well, and he got so much healthier from being able to breathe and being able to take deep breaths and being able to hold those notes for a long time, that he improved his self-esteem, but also he was so proud of himself he was willing to share it. And one time we were waiting for the bus to come back and pick us up, and he had his harmonica, and we're just kind of sitting there just waiting for the bus to come. He pulls out his harmonica and he plays it for everybody, and we enjoyed it. He made us all smile. And the greatest achievement for him was not only did the people in our group who was waiting for our bus to come, but the people at the bus stop complimented him and said, hey, that was really great. You made this time pass so pleasantly. Thank you for playing the harmonica. So these things that I've showed you here are things that we can put in a bag, put in a room for people, and they can be self-directed. They can use them whenever they want, at their leisure, at their pleasure, at their joy. But while they're doing this, they're increasing their self-esteem. They're usually learning something new, or they're learning or practicing something that they've already enjoyed doing just for recreation, and it's given them time to relax. And that's so important. And it's very important to do person-centered things so people are motivated to do things. I often tell the nursing department, nursing, you are how a person's going to get up. Activities is why they're going to get up. We work from the eyebrows up. We stimulate them mentally so that they get that spark to enjoy life again and to share life with other people and have value in their lives. We really try to do the best that we can by providing person-centered activities that they really like, that they are proud to do, and help them realize that they may be doing things slightly differently, but they can still do these things. And very often, they start to realize they can do more than what they ever thought they could. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Again, please remember to go look at the adaptive equipment so that you can be more helpful to people who need the adaptions. And remember always to be person-centered. Find out what interests them, find out what is important to them, find out what their values are so that they will respond and say, oh, okay, I'm going to do that. Gee, I feel a lot better about that. I don't want to just waste my time. Thank you so much for joining us. And again, go to our website, Oregon Activity Professionals, Oregon Dementia Practitioners, and go to our channel for adaptive equipment so you can be successful at doing this. Thank you again for joining us this afternoon.